Hi, my name is Patricia King, and today I'm here to talk to you about a feasibility project for a new urgent care clinic. Before we get started, our agenda today will include a review of a few topics, including a microeconomic model of an urgent care, data costs and demographics, public policy analysis, proposal justification, financial data and outcomes, and then we'll finish with economic challenges and incentives. The growth of urgent care clinics continues to be strong with an 8% growth rate in the past year. Undeniably, the demand for urgent cares continue to rise and skyrocket across the nation. Reports find that a number of urgent care clinics in the U.S. grew in 2017, 2018 from 8,125 clinics to 8,744. So before we get started and decide if we'd like to go ahead and move forward with the urgent care clinic, we'll need to pull some data, costs, and demographic information to assess the feasibility. In regards to data, items that we'll need to examine will be the target population, who our local competitors are, the patients in that area's values, and how they define quality health care. Costs. It would be great to examine competitors' costs, their services, input, and output, industry standards and trends, as well as the local average revenue to average costs. Additional costs are incremental costs, sunk cost, average costs, and fixed costs, not to mention just what it takes to operate an urgent care. And additionally, a forecasted budget and patient volume would be great data to have. Demographics. It's really important to know what the service area ages, race, gender, ethnicity, cultures, marital status, income, education, and employment rates are. Public policy plays a big role in the urgent care clinic. It's important to know that it abides by ACA regulations and guidelines. It would need to ensure that it is compliant and can support CDC guidelines and regulations. In addition, it would be great that the social determinants of health are analyzed and taken into consideration for the area that it's servicing. County boards and government regulations will value and prioritize different components of social determinants of health, which might gauge the offering of services provided. Additional improvement of health outcomes can be achieved through operating an urgent care clinic, additional access to obtaining care to patients throughout the community, and contingent upon the volume of patients that it sees and what services are rendered, it may need to constitute and ensure that it abides by the EMTALA. So why should we build and create an urgent care clinic in this area? It's easy. Urgent care clinics are in high patient demand. They have low margin and high profit business. And right now, the rising industry is worth over $18 billion. The investment is justified and can prove to be financially viable. Let's talk about the finances and outcomes for generating an urgent care clinic. It has been shown that urgent care clinics have found an increase in rural and millennial patients nationwide. Seeing over 89 million patients annually, this $18 billion industry is estimated to continue to grow. With the good also comes some opportunities. Operating an urgent care clinic could pose some economic challenges and incentives. For example, some of the challenges. Some of the highest patients that are seen include millennials and rural residents. So, if the population and demographic isn't concentrated of those two patient types, it may not see the volume that it anticipates in its budget. All urgent care clinics are not intended for all services. It shouldn't replace chronic condition support and services or primary care doctors. Competition may also rise within the service area. Walgreens and CVS are two great examples of minute clinics that keep popping up throughout the community. And that could lead to more competition and a decrease in demand. if the surplus of providers concentrates the area. Unfortunately, an urgent care clinic can also lead to fragmented care or may compromise primary care practices and lack interoperability, which could hinder overall health outcomes. There are many economic incentives to building this urgent care clinic that include the rising demand by patients meeting satisfaction, conveniency, efficiency, lower healthcare costs for patients, time savings for patients, work-life balance for physicians who are employed by the urgent care clinic due to limited hours, evenings, and weekends available. With more urgent care clinics popping up all over, it could create a shorter commute time for patients and provide more locations and opportunities for patients. Additionally, by placing non-emergent care into the urgent care clinic, it can alleviate volume in hospitals and ER capacity. With urgent care clinics being 10 times less costly than ER visits, it helps patients afford the care they need and ensures that they have more capability of obtaining the services and not having to forego medications or needed procedures due to the inability to pay. By further examining data, costs, trends, and demographics in the area of the urgent care clinic, a business plan and forecasted budget can be created to ensure that this clinic is successful and can meet its desirable goals. Thank you very much for your time today. I hope you enjoyed the feasibility project on an urgent care clinic.